All right, we're back here on the GSMC Baseball Podcast, bringing you our second segment. Now, as I talked about before, this is going to be a spring training recap. I do have the unique opportunity they don't really have most times, which is that it is late at night when I'm recording because I'm not live streaming for today and Monday, so that I can, I have the opportunity to talk about every single game that has finished for today, and just some notable news that happened in each of them. So we're going to start with that, and let's recap these games here. So I'm going to talk about the one that's still going on first, which is Brewers A's. It is 11 o'clock at night, so I don't think it'll be finished by the time I end. But just here, the Brewers. Excuse me, sorry about that. Ooh, again, don't have Sprite, guys. Don't have fizzy drinks, I should say. Brewers right now in the top of the eighth are winning 5-2 against the A's. For scoring here, bottom of the first, Miguel Andujar did hit a home run for the A's. My guy they brought in, obviously, a few years with the Yankees. Didn't really work out that great after being a top prospect. But is having a nice spring for the A's right now, 3 home runs. Good for him. Hopefully he can make the roster and make a name for himself again and live up to the potential a lot of people thought he could have. Definitely a guy I'm watching here. Yanni Hernandez of the Brewers lined into a force out. Joey Weimer scored there. Jake Bowers, he grounded out to first base for a run. Yanni Hernandez scored. That was the top of the third. Top of the fifth here, wild pitch by pitcher Danny Jimenez. Eric Haas scored, and it made it 3-2 Milwaukee, and Jake Bowers with another RBI singling on a ground ball to right field. Yanni Hernandez and Jackson Chourio scored, making it 5-2 to the Brewers. If the Brewers or the A's do score again, I will let you know on the recording. But right now that's the only game live going on, so I'll talk about the other ones. First, Reds, Dodgers, and Giants, Padres were both rained out, canceled, so just wanted to get that out there a little bit. So next we have Mets and Marlins. This was an interesting game. You had Luis Severino pitching in, I believe, his third outing for the Mets. Has done really well so far. He, for the Marlins one, pitched 3 innings, no run ball. Fastball was up to 97. So he's definitely had a really nice run with the Mets. I do believe he's going to be a big contributor to them. I'm really looking forward to what he can do when he is on the top of his game. He is one of the most electric players in baseball. So I'm really excited for him. Really hoping that he can get back to the Sevilla no. So definitely looking forward to him performing well again. Jose Iglesias singled on a line drive in the top of the second to make it 1-0 Mets. Francisco Alvarez hit his third home run of the spring in the top of the fourth on a fly ball. So third home run of the spring for Alvarez, doing a great job so far. Hoping to break out after last year. It wasn't necessarily disappointing, but you wanted more just because he kind of tailed off at the end. But not a huge deal. He was the top prospect in baseball for a reason. So he's definitely still going to be really, really good. For the Marlins now, Luis Arias singled to score Christian Bethancourt in the bottom of the fifth for the Marlins. And in the top of the sixth, Pete Alonso hit his second home run of the spring to get the Mets on the third run for a final score of 3-1 Mets. That was the end. So kind of a quiet game there, but some nice performances by the Mets, big guys they're hoping for this year. Francisco Alvarez, Pete Alonso, of course, being stars, but Luis Severino is going to have to play a big role now with Kodai Senga being out for a little bit. So definitely someone to watch, and if he can translate this spring into a good season, he's going to be a real treat to watch. Phillies and Astros here. Phillies beat the Astros 6-3. Bottom of the first, JT Realmuto hit a single on a sharp line drive. Trey Turner scored, and it made it 1-0 Phillies. David Dahl, then in bottom of the second, he doubled on a sharp line drive to Trey Cabbage, so good for him. Trying to find a home with the Phillies after he had some great season with the Rockies a while ago, but hasn't been able to find his stride since, so good for him. Bryson Stott hit a home run to make it 5-0 Phillies. Corey Julks then hit a homered for the Astros to get them on the board 6-1. And Quincy Hamilton for the Astros tripled and that then made it 6-3. So good for the Astros to do that and get back into it at the end. But still some nice performances by their guys, by the Phillies as well. I think David Dahl making their roster would be really cool. I don't think he will, but him having a nice spring is really good, and I'm definitely happy for him. So definitely exciting for him, and a guy you would like to root for. So next game we have is Twins Pirates. The Pirates beat the Twins 6-3. Alex Kirilloff. Sorry, that was the wrong thing. Sorry. Brian Hayes hit a homer, his third of the spring, to make a 1-0 Pittsburgh in the fourth. He's had a really nice spring, hit his third home run. Has showed some unexpected power, so if he can put that into the regular season, that'll be really nice. Trevor Larnach homered to make it 1-1 in the top of the fifth. Then Andrew McCutchen homered, his first of the spring, for a 2-1 Pittsburgh. Former top prospect Austin Martin doubled to make it 2-2 for Minnesota. Trevor Larnach then singled in the seventh as well to make it 3-2 Minnesota. Jason DeLay for the Pirates singled on a line drive to make it 3-3. And then the Pirates finally broke it open in the bottom of the eighth. You had Matt Frazier doubling to score a run. You had a wild pitch by pitcher Cole Sands to score a Pirate, and then Jake Lamb singled to make it 6-3 Pirates in the bottom of the eighth. So a good bottom of the eighth by the Pirates. Nice fighting back for them, and nice spring so far for them. After that, now we have Pirates Braves, who had a tie. If you watch this at all, you know my thoughts on ties. I don't like them very much, so not a big fan of this one. But you had for scoring, bottom of the first, you had Jared Kelenic. He grounded out, but scored Ozzie Albies, so got Atlanta on the board 1-0. Kenneth Smith and Jigba, probably the best athlete with the name Smith and Jigba. He homered his second of the spring for the Pirates to make it 1-1. Billy McKinney for the Pirates, he doubled on a ground ball and scored 2 to make it 3-1 Pirates. Kenneth Smith and Jigba again scoring a run with a sacrifice fly this time to make it 4-1 Pittsburgh. David Fletcher reached on a fielding error by Alika Williams, and Orlando Arcia scored to make it 4-2 Atlanta. 4-2 Pittsburgh. Atlanta has 2, sorry. And then Ozzie Albies walked to score a run to make it 4-3 Pittsburgh. Top of the fifth then, Gilberto Celestino, singled to make it 5-3 Pittsburgh. Billy McKinney then singled to make it 6-3 Pittsburgh. In the bottom of the seventh, Luis Liberatero homered on a fly ball. Obviously on a fly ball. I don't know what else it would be. And scored 2 to make it 6-6, where the scoring would end. And that was the final score for the game. So, nice game for them. Unfortunately, it was a tie, but still nice. Yankees, Blue Jays here. Not much to talk about here totally. Marcus Stroman had a nice start for them, throwing 4 scoreless innings, 4 no-hit innings actually. So good for Stroman finding his mark with the Yankees, and maybe can be a good contributor for them out of the rotation. I know a lot of people are doubting him, so would be good for him to prove him wrong. Top of the third, DJ LeMahieu hit an RBI double to make it 1-0 Yankees. And in the bottom of the sixth, Nathan Lukes tripled and 2 runs scored for the Blue Jays, making it 2-1, which in the end was the final score. So not a very eventful game there, but a nice job by Marcus Stroman to have a good start. Then we have Mariners Cubs, which is a big one, 9-5 Cubs. You had Garrett Cooper starting the game off with a bang, hitting a 3-run homer for the Cubs' first home run as a Cub in spring training. 3-0 already by the Cubs. Then Luis Urias, acquired in the offseason for the Mariners, homered and to cut the deficit a little bit. Chicago 3, Seattle 1. Cal Raleigh then got in a run after he striked out on a foul tip. I'm not exactly sure how a run scored there, but it did apparently. So guess you'll have to look that one up if you want to see, because I'm not really sure what happened there. Matt Shaw, one of the top Cubs prospects, who's been performing really well in spring training, he tripled and scored a run for the Cubs to make it 4-2 Cubs. Seiya Suzuki hit a single, 5-2 Cubs. Cal Raleigh then in the top of the fourth got some of it back, homering, making it 6-5 Cubs. Got them within one. Then for the Cubs, Dominic Smith hit his first homer with them and making it 7-5. Then Matt Shaw hit home run and got in another run and made it 9-5, where the score would say. So great spring by Matt Shaw for the Cubs. Really showing he could be on the MLB roster soon, and really showing why he's a top prospect. So we might have to speed this up a little bit, but Royals, Rangers. Top of the second, you had Michael Massey for the Royals hit his second home run of the spring to make it 2-0 Royals. Wyatt Langford hit his fourth home run for the Rangers. I could have a whole segment on Wyatt Langford and how good he is, and I might just very well do that, because if you guys listened, you know how much I love Wyatt Langford. Matt Duffy got into a double play. That wasn't a scoring, so I apologize for that. Read something wrong again. Salvador Perez doubled and scored a run, make it 3-1 Royals. Jared Walsh hit a home run for Texas to make it 3-2. And Tyler Tolbert hit a sacrifice fly in the ninth to make it 4-2 Royals, where the score would stay. White Sox Guardians, not much going on here. Guardians win 2-1. Bo Naylor hit an RBI single in the bottom of the second. And Jose Ramirez homered for the Guardians, second home run of the spring, to make it 2-0. Brendan Schumacher hit a sacrifice fly to right field, and that was the only scoring for the White Sox. Diamondbacks Cubs then played. Cubs obviously in a split squad. The Blue Jays were as well. The Pirates were as well before. Sorry, I didn't mention that, but that's how they had two games. Geraldo Perdomo for the Diamondbacks singled and made it 1-0 in the bottom of the second. Jock Peterson hit his first home run with the Diamondbacks, scoring a run as well as him to make 3-0 in the bottom of the third. Mike Tauchman homered for the Cubs, making it 3-1 Arizona. Then Ketel Marte, Jose Barrosa, Jock Peterson, and Eugenio Suarez, all in the bottom of the fourth at RBI, so a big inning for them to make it 7-1. A fielding error by Ketel Marte made it 7-2 Cubs, Diamondbacks. Brett Bateman, who sounds like a fake name. Sorry, it just sounds like a random with the show name because the names sound alike. But that's spring training for you. He doubled to make it 7-4 Arizona, but still Chicago's creeping up a little bit. Then in the ninth, Darius Hill homered for his first home run of the spring to make it 7-5 Arizona, and no comeback would come from that, as Arizona would end up winning that game 7-5. So nice win by them. Next we have went to the wrong day. That's not good, but we're good now. We have Rockies Angels. We have a big one here, 8-7 Angels. So let's see what happened here. We had Ezekiel Tovar doubling in the top of the second, one of their young players that actually has some potential. So that's good. Good job by him. You had Brenton Doyle in an RBI single, scoring 2, make it 3-0 Colorado. Logan O'Hoppe doubling for the Angels, making it 3-1 Rockies in the bottom of the fourth. You had Elias Diaz hitting a sacrifice fly for the Rockies, making it 4-1 Colorado. Taylor Ward then doubled. Brandon Drury then singled, and Miguel Sano homered for his second one of the spring. Really good job by Miguel Sano getting his career back on track. Really happy for him. So make it 7-4 Angels. Alan Trejo homered for the Rockies, making it 7-5. Elihuerys Montero grounds it out to make it 7-6. And a pass ball by catcher Chad Wallach made it then 7-7, a tie game. And in the bottom of the ninth, Sam Brown singled for the Angels and had a walk-off and ended the game like that. So nice little win for the Angels' young team, and hopefully it can create some morale in the dugout and get some stuff going for them. You had A's Brewers, 7-4 Brewers actually. Wow. You had Brent Rooker grounding out for a RBI in the top of the first. Abraham Toro single to make it 2-0 Oakland. Rhys Hoskins hit a grand slam in the third to make it 4-0. 4-2 Milwaukee. Milwaukee had another run, got 2 more runs from a fielding error by Ryan Noda and Luis Larja grounding out for an RBI. Rhys Hoskins then doubled for 7-2 Milwaukee, and in the top of the seventh, Jay Langoliers homered and made it 7-4 Brewers, where it would stay for the end. Tigers-Orioles now, a nice matchup of 2 young teams. I'm expecting a lot out of in the recent years, in the upcoming years, I should say. Gunnar Henderson doubled for a nice continuation of his spring. Then Ryan Mountcastle singled to make it 2-0 Baltimore. Jake Rogers for the Tigers homered to make it 2-1. Colton Wong singled for the Orioles, and then a wild pitch by the Tigers pitcher to make it 4-1 Baltimore. Dylan Dingler homered for Detroit to make it 4-2, and Wenceel Perez then singled to make it 4-3 Baltimore, where it would stay, and they would end up winning that game. One more game is Cardinals-Nationals, the final game. Nolan Gorman hit a homer in the top of the first for the Cardinals to make it 2-0. Keibert Ruiz walked, and Nick Senzel doubled to make it 4-2 Washington after the bottom of the first. Michael Saney for the Cardinals singled to make it 4-3 Washington. Then Victor Scott tied it up with a single, and Nolan Gorman walked to make it 5-4 St. Louis. Top of the fourth, Jordan Walker doubled, and Ivan Herrera reached on a fielding error by C.J. Abrams to make it 7-4 St. Louis. Luis Garcia reached on a fielding error to score a run. And finally, former Cardinal Yohan Yepez hit a home run against his former team with the Nationals now to kind of get revenge, I guess. So that's nice. That is the end of the segment here. We just recapped some of the spring training games, some good games here. A's Brewers is still on, obviously. The A's just did score, actually. Miguel Andujar homered again. So a really nice spring for him. Hoy Parks actually scored, so it was 2 former Yankees scoring in that one thing. So that's really good for the A's. I'm really happy for Miguel Andujar, hoping he can secure a spot with them for the long term, even with how unlikely it is. So good for the A's, good for Andujar finding a home there. So that was our segment 2. We're going to move on to our segment 3 here, which is going to be about Joey Votto and him signing with the Toronto Blue Jays. So that's going to be nice to talk about it, and we'll see you after that. So thanks, and see you then. Bye.